The Cat will start sailing tomorrow at 8:30 when it departs from Yarmouth to Portland, Maine. It will then return from Portland later the same evening and continue that schedule throughout the summer season until the end of September. The ferry, though, as you mentioned, is not without its controversy. There are questions about the price tag for the ferry service being paid to by the operator Bay Ferries. For the first year of the 10-year contract, it's likely to cost taxpayers about $23 million. Now, some of that is for startup costs, so the subsequent years are supposed to cost more than less of that first year's total. But another question, especially for the opposition parties, is why some parts of the payment to Bay Ferries is being kept secret. So taxpayers know the total sum being given to Bay Ferries, but not how much of that money is for a management fee and a possible bonus. While the opposition parties have raised questions about the current deal between Bay Ferries and the government, all three major political parties in Nova Scotia support a ferry service operating between Yarmouth and Portland, Maine. The governing Liberals have roundly backed the deal they signed with Bay Ferries, and it was one of their election promises to bring the ferry service back to Yarmouth. The debate over the deal between Bay Ferries and the government has translated down to Yarmouth as well. Have a listen to the perspectives of the mayor of Yarmouth and a local resident.
The value of the ferry for Nova Scotia is off the charts. There's absolutely no question for me on the value of the ferry. As to the discussions, I understand accountability and all those types of things, but we have to keep it in perspective. There's not a ferry in Nova Scotia, or I would suggest in all of Canada, that isn't run on a subsidy.
We got burned, hosed. First of all, they can't take trucks through Portland. And the crew is all American. They treated us as though we were stupid and desperate. And I don't think we should be either.
Whether the ferry's detractors or supporters are ultimately proven right might take some time to figure out. Bay Ferries won't be releasing monthly passenger numbers, so it will be difficult to know how the ferry is actually doing until the end of the season. The government has set a 60,000 passenger goal for the ferry this year. Either way, debate aside, the Cat is officially back in Nova Scotia. Marika Walsh, Global News, Yarmouth.